and welcome to day 2 of our Journeys Lesson 5. So this morning or this afternoon, depending on what time you're watching it, we are going to warm up with our phonemic awareness. And just like we did in the last lesson, we are going to be listening for the final or end sound of the words that we're practicing today. So just for an example, if I say the word jam, what is the final or end sound when I say the word jam? What is the last letter sound that you hear? Say the word jam. Jam. Do you hear it? What is that final sound? What is that last sound that we hear? Jam. We hear the sound for the letter M. Jam is that final sound that we hear. Now, Mrs. Collier is going to give you a couple words, and I want you to tell me what is that final sound. Are you ready? If I say the word bed, what is the final sound for the word bed? Bed. Bed ends with the letter D, and the letter D makes the d sound. Let's do another one. What about the word leaf? Like a leaf on a plant. Leaf. Say the word leaf. What is that final sound? What is that end sound when we say the word leaf? Leaf. Leaf ends with the letter F, and the letter F makes the f sound for the word leaf. Great job. Let's do a couple more. Next, let's practice with the word top. Like my hands are on top of my head. Top. Say the word top. Top ends with what letter sound? What is the letter sound that we hear at the end of the word top? Top. Top ends with the letter P, and the letter P makes the p sound. Let's do a couple more. Next, I have the word rag. Rag. We can use a rag to wipe something up. When I see the word rag, what is that final sound that I hear in the word rag? Rag. Rag ends with the letter G, and the letter G makes that g sound that we hear when we say rag. Let's do one more. And our last word we have is the word jet. Jet. If I say the word jet, what is that final sound that we hear? What is the last sound that we hear when we say the word jet? Jet. Jet ends with the letter T, and the letter T makes the t sound. Great job, everybody. Let's get started on our next activities and continue our lesson for the day. All right, everybody, now it's time to practice our daily frequency words, also called our sight words. If you notice, Mrs. Collier is standing up. I am out of my chair, and I want you to get up and stand up because we are going to do something different for our warm-up today. Okay, so make sure you're standing up. We're going to wiggle and get ready for our activity. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, I hope you're standing up and I hope you're ready. Okay, to spell our daily frequency and sight words today, we are going to jump for each letter to spell our words today. I hope you're ready. All right, our first daily frequency word is the word full. Full. Okay, get ready to jump. We're going to spell the word full. It begins with F, U, let's jump. Let's do it again. Now I'm going to jump this way. Ready? F, U, L, L. Whew. All right. Let's jump the rest of our words. All right. Our next daily frequency word is the word friend. Friend. Okay. I hope you're still standing up, and I hope you're ready to jump so we can spell the word friend. I'm going to move a little bit over so I have room to jump all the way across. Okay, let's get moving. Are you ready? Let's spell the word friend. Ready? F, R, I, E, N, D. Oh my goodness, I almost ran out of room. Okay, let's jump this way. Let's spell it again. Are you ready? F, R, I, E, N, D. Oh my goodness, I almost jumped out of frame. There were so many letters in this word. Okay, let's spell another one together. Okay, the word is hold. Hold. Let's get ready to jump and spell our word hold. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. H, O, L, D. I think I might need to get a trampoline in my room. Okay, let's spell it again. Let's jump this way now. H, O, L, D. Awesome. Let's do some more. All right. I hope you're still with me, and I hope you're still jumping around because Mrs. Collier is going to jump for all of our words today. Oh my goodness. I need to start coming into PE with all of you guys. I am so out of breath. Okay, let's do the word many. Many. The word is many. Okay, I think I'm going to jump in place this time, so I'm going to jump right where I am. Okay, ready? Let's spell the word many. Ready? M, A, N, Y. Okay, let's spell it again. M, A, N, Y. Okay, now let's spell the word pull. Pull. The word is pull. Okay, for this one, I want us to spin while we spell the word pull. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. The word is pull. P, U, L, L. Woo! Dizzy. Okay, now I'm going to spin the other way to spell the word pull. Let's go. P, U, L, L. Oh my goodness. I think we're ready to sit down for our next word. Our last word is the word good. Good. The word is good. I don't know about you guys, but I am so tired. Let's finish it out. Let's spell the word good. G, O, O, D. One more time. G, O, O, D. Okay, you guys did such a great job. Thanks for moving around with me while we spelled some of our sight words. Let's get started with our next activity. Now we are going to review our vocabulary words that we learned in our story from this week, Training Around Town.
Now that we've read our story, Training Around the Town, let's go ahead and look at our oral vocabulary for this lesson. Our first vocabulary word that we will be looking at is the word subways. Subways. Subways are underground trains. In our story today, the word subway is used in the sentence, "Subways are a special kind of train." The next vocabulary word we learned was the word space. Space means an open area or room. In our story, the word space is used when it says, "Because a subway is underground, it does not take up space on city streets and alleys." Our next vocabulary word is the word alleys. Alleys are narrow streets, usually behind or between buildings. In our story, it says, "Because a subway is underground, it does not take up space on city streets and alleys." Alleys are narrow streets that are usually behind or between buildings. Our next word that we learned is the word ferry. A ferry is used to carry people or things from one place to another. Notice how ferry is spelled F-E-R-R-Y. I know some of you might be thinking of a fairy, like a small person with wings, but that is spelled differently and also means something different. When we talk about a ferry, we are talking about something to carry people or things from one place to another. In our story, the word ferry is used when it says the boxy, brightly painted subway cars would ferry shoppers from the parking lots to the store. So it would carry people from one place to another. Our next word was the word dash. Dash. The word dash means to move quickly. In our story, the word dash is used when we say, when they finished shopping, they could dash from the store to their cars in just minutes. So that means they could move quickly from their store to their car. And our last word is the word sealed. Sealed. The word sealed means closed up. In our story, the word sealed is used when it says its underground tunnel was sealed. That means that it's saying the underground tunnel was closed up.
This week, we are reading the story, Gus Takes the Train. Now, since we've read our story through one time, now we are going to dig deeper into our text, which means we are going to learn a little bit more about our story, Gus Takes the Train. So, one of the skills we are going to be talking about today is called story structure. Story structure. We have the settings, which is where the story takes place. Then we also have the plot, which means what is the story about. These all put together make up our story structure, which tells us what our story is about. So let's think back in Gus Takes the Train before we reread it today. Can you tell us who are the characters in Gus Takes the Train? Let's think about our characters. Who are our characters in Gus Takes the Train? Well, we know our main character is Gus, the cat, who is riding the train. So Gus is one of our characters. Who else is one of our characters? Let's think about who does Gus meet while he is on the train? I remember Gus meets the conductor when he first gets on the train. The conductor helps Gus with his bag. So we have Gus as one of our characters. The conductor is one of our characters. There's one more. Who else is a character? I'll give you a hint. She's a girl and she has pink hair. She has pink hair. Who else is a character? I'll give you a hint. She's a girl and she has pink hair. She's a girl and she has pink hair. Who else is a character? I'll give you a hint. She's a girl and she has pink hair. She's a girl and she has pink hair. Who else is a character? I'll give you a hint. She's a girl and she has pink Peg. Peg is one of our characters as well. So Gus, the conductor, and Peg are our characters in our story. Let's think about the setting in the story. Where does our story take place? Our story, Gus Takes the Train, does take place on a train. It also takes place at a train station when Gus is first getting on the train. And let's think, where else does our story take us? Where else does the story take place? So Gus goes to the train station to get on the train. He rides the train somewhere. Where do Gus and Peg ride the train to? The zoo. Gus and Peg ride the train to the zoo. So our characters in our story are Gus, the conductor, and Peg. Our story takes place, so the setting of our story is at the train station, the train, and the zoo. Now let's think of the plot of our story. What happens in our story? In our story, Gus takes the train. When we are telling about the plot or what happens in the story, we could say that Gus the cat got on the train. Let's think, what happened next when he was on the train? We could say Gus was on the train. Next, we could say he met a friend named Peg. Let's think. What did Gus do on the train? He was with Peg, and he also looked out the window. And then where did Gus and Peg end up at the end of our story again? The zoo. So in the plot of our story, we could say that Gus boarded the train. He met his friend Peg. He saw lots of things out of the train window. And then Gus and Peg went to the zoo. So that could tell us what happened in the story, where they went, and what happened on the train. So we learned about our characters, our settings, and our plot in our story, Gus Takes the Train. So this, again, skill is called story structure. It's putting all of these pieces together to tell us about our story. In our story, Gus Takes the Train, we also have a certain genre for our story. Our genre for the story, Gus Takes the Train, is fantasy. We've had this genre before in some of our other stories. When the story is a fantasy, that means it is make-believe and could not happen in real life. In the story, Gus sings. Can cats sing a song in real life? No. So look again at the pictures in the story. Do the pictures in our story look like real life? What in our story tells us that it is fantasy? So as we are reading again through Gus Takes the Train, be looking at the pictures and be asking yourself, what in this story tells me that this is make-believe and could not happen in real life?
As we read through the story, Mrs. Collier will read the sentence, and then I want you to whisper read it with me. So it says, Gus has to run to get the train. So read that with me. Gus has to run to get the train. He has a big bag to pull. So read that with me. He has a big bag to pull. Notice how the word pull is highlighted in our sentence. Pull is one of our daily frequency, or also called sight words in our story. Run, Gus, run. So say it with me. Run, Gus, run. Gus cannot pull up his bag. Read it with me. Gus cannot pull up his bag. The conductor can help him. Read that with me. The conductor can help him. Who is the conductor? The conductor is the man with the hat and the uniform on. A conductor is usually the person who is in charge of a train. So our conductor is helping Gus pull up his bag. The train is full. Say it with me. The train is full. Gus sees many kids. Gus sees many kids. Gus sat. Gus sat. His big bag can go up here. His big bag can go up here. So, boys and girls, in our story, where is Gus at? Where is Gus at right now? Gus is on a train. Gus met a friend. Read it with me. Gus met a friend. Peg and Gus sing and play. Read it with me. Peg and Gus sing and play. So who is our new character? Our new character is Peg. Peg is Gus's new friend. Peg can hold the cups for Gus. Peg can hold the cups for Gus. They are too full. They are too full. So what is Peg doing? Peg is holding the cups for Gus. What do you think Gus is putting into the cups? It looks like Gus is putting milk into the cup. Peg and Gus have a sip. Peg and Gus have a sip. It is good. It is good. Gus can see a lot. Gus can see a lot. A funny bug is on the window. A funny bug is on the window. We are here. We are here. Gus had fun on the train. Gus had fun on the train. So class, where do you think Peg and Gus are at now? Let's look around at the picture. Do you see anything that says where they are? I see a sign, and the sign says Zoo. Peg and Gus are at the zoo. What do you think might happen next in the story?
Hi, boys and girls. So, as Mrs. Collier was editing this video lesson that you are now watching, I realized that in the next part of the video, the computer kind of glitched and messed up. So, Mrs. Collier is going to show you how to do your workbook, but in the video that's about to play, the mouse that's writing didn't write all the way through. So you can still follow along with the worksheet and you can still do it just fine. You just have to pay very close attention because you'll see it when we do the workbook page on the next slide. You can still find the answers and I still go over the answers and everything with you. It's just when Mrs. Collier was writing, the computer wasn't showing it. So you will see what I mean when you watch it. But please do not worry, please do not panic. If you pay close attention and you listen and watch, you will be just fine. For the next part of our lesson, we are going to be completing our phonics and our sight words activity using our reader's notebook. This is our notebook with the cat on the front reading a book. If you need to pause the video to go ahead and get your workbook ready, please go ahead and do so. If you have your workbook with you, please turn to page 61. Alright class, so we are going to get started practicing with some of our high frequency words. So these are words that we have already gone over together in our lesson so far, but now we are going to complete a words to know workbook page. So let's see what our directions say. Our directions tell us to draw a line to the word that completes the sentence. Write the word on the line. Okay, so we have two things to do in our directions. So once we figure out what word goes in the blank, we will draw a line to that word and also write that word in the blank. So let's get started. Let's look at number 1. Number 1 says, Tom will blank the sled. So let's look over here at some of our high frequency words. Our first word is hold, full, pull, friend, good, many. So we need to see which one of these high frequency words fits best in the blank. So our sentence says, Tom will blank the sled. So let's see what Mrs. Collier likes to do. I like to see how each word fits into the sentence. So I want to try that way. We're going to say Tom will hold the sled. Tom will fold the sled. Tom will pull the sled. Tom will friend the sled. Tom will good the sled, or Tom will many the sled. So, boys and girls, something we have to be careful of is that some of these words might sound like they could fit in a few different sentences, but we want to pick the word that would best fit in the sentence. But which of these high frequency words fits best in the sentence, Tom will blank the sled? Tom will hold the sled. Tom will fold the sled. Tom will pull the sled. Tom will friend the sled. Let's think. Tom will pull the sled would fit best into the blank because think, boys and girls, if you are pulling somebody on a sled, so let's think, boys and girls, when you are playing with somebody on a sled, what are you doing? You are pulling them, or you will pull them with the sled. So it says, so you would pull them with the sled. So Tom will pull the sled would make the most sense. So we are going to draw a line from our sentence to our word, to the word pull, and then we are going to write the word pull in the blank. So pull is P-U-L-L. Okay, so we have Tom will pull the sled. Let's look at our next one. Number 2, it says, it was blank to sit for a bit. Oh, there's some rhyming words in that sentence. Okay, so let's think. Which of these words is going to best fit in the blank? Let's try some. It was hold to sit for a bit. It was full to sit for a bit. It was friend to sit for a bit. It was good to sit for a bit. Or it was many to sit for a bit. Which word fits best in the blank? It was blank to sit for a bit. It was good to sit for a bit. Do you ever hear somebody say, it was so good to see you? So we are going to say, it was good to sit for a bit. G-O-O-D, good. Okay, so we're down 2 words. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, all the bags are blank. Let's see which word fits best. All the bags are hold. All the bags are full. All the bags are friend. All the bags are many. Which word would fit best in the blank? All the bags are... Which of these words? All the bags are full. All the bags are full would fit best in the blank. So let's write the word full. F-U-L-L. Great job. Okay, let's keep going. Number 4 says, Mel has blank pals. Mel has blank pals. Which word that is left would fit best in the blank? Mel has hold pals. Mel has friend pals. Or Mel has many pals. Which word would fit best in the blank? And I want you guys to fill out 4, 5, and 6. And then at the end, we will go over it together. So I want you to try number 4 by yourself. Mel has blank pals. Is it Mel has hold pals? Mel has friend pals? Or Mel has many pals? Number 5 says, Cam is my blank. Is it Cam is my hold? Cam is my friend? Or Cam is my many? Which word fits best in the blank for Cam is my blank? And number 6 says, Mom will blank my books for me. Is it Mom will hold my books for me? Mom will friend my books for me? Or Mom will many my books for me? Which of those words fit best in the blank? Hold, friend, or many? All right, boys and girls, I'm sure you did such a great job. Now let's go over them together. For number 4, the word in the blank that we should have put was many. So the word we should have picked for number 4 is the word many. Mel has many pals. We should have drew a line to the word many. Number 5, the word we should have picked for the sentence, Cam is my friend. We should have said, Cam is my friend for number 5. Friend. Ooh, sorry, that's a little messy. And number 6, Mom will blank my books for me. The word we should have picked for number 6 is the word hold. Mom will hold my books for me. So we had the words pull, good, full, many, friend, and hold. Now let's complete page 62 in our reader's notebook. So this is page 62. It is just on the next page of our workbook page we just finished. It says more words with short U at the top. So we are going to complete page 62 together. Okay, so more words with short U. So if you remember, the short U sound makes the sound. So we are going to look at these pictures and find what the missing letter is, and then we're going to read what the word is. So the short U makes the sound. Everyone say So let's look at number 1. This is a picture of some of us might be thinking this might be called a mat, but let's look at what we have so far. We have a g. What letter would we put in the blank that would also match the picture? What do we call this? This is a picture of a rug. A rug. Ugh. Ugh. We can hear the short U sound that makes the in rug. Ugh. Let's look at the next one. Our next one is a picture of a... What is this a picture of, boys and girls? A sun. A sun. So we have the part. So what letter are we missing in the blank? Sun. We are missing the letter S. The letter S. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is a picture of a... It ends with a s. A s. This is a picture of a bus. Bus begins with what letter? B. There should be a B in the blank to make us. Us. So the short U, that sound, we hear in on, us. Let's look at this next picture. What do you think this might be a picture of? It ends in ut. Ut. This is a picture of a nut. A picture of a nut. Nut begins with what letter? Nut. Nut. An N. So we are going to write the letter N for nut. Nut. Great job, everybody. I want you to try number 5 and number 6 by yourself. This is a picture of a... It ends in ugh. Ugh. And number 6, this is a picture of a boy doing what? This word ends in un. What letters do we put for number 5 and number 6? Number 5, this is a picture of a bug. 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 And in number 6, this boy is running. But we don't put the full word. We are going to put run. An R. Run. Run. Very good job, everybody. Thank you for doing the hard work with me today. Now let's read our decodable and then we'll be all done with the lesson for today. For the end of our lesson today, we are going to be reading our decodable, Yams Yum, by Rona Blanca, illustrated by Gina Freshet. Our story begins at the bottom. It says, Yak is in bed. Read it with me. Yak is in bed. But he has to get up. But he has to get up. Yak has to get yams. Yak has to get yams. What can Yak do? What can Yak do? Can Yak get big, fat yams? Can Yak get big, fat yams? Yes, he can get lots and lots. Yes, he can get lots and lots. Yak can set his yams in a bag. Yak can set his yams in a bag. His red bag can hold lots. His red bag can hold lots. Yak can fit 10 yams in his bag. Yak can fit 10 yams in his bag. His bag is full. Yams, yum. His bag is full. Yams, yum. Yak has his yams. Yak has his yams. He has lots and lots. He has lots and lots. Yams, yum, yum, yum. Yams, yum, yum, yum. What a fun short story about the yak and his yummy yams. Did you like the story about the yak and his yummy yams? Notice how we use the y sound a lot in this story about our yak and his yams. Well, that is the end of our reading lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later.